Okay everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Sunday the 15th of December 2019, and this is the weekly analysis for spot gold and dollar yen for the third week of December. And basically it's going to be the last trading week of the year effectively, because after that is all the holiday season. So let's take a look with spot gold first. And following a couple of days of bullish momentum, it did spike through the lower trend line of the descending wedge and almost hit the upper trend line of the slightly bullish channel. So this was already highlighted on Thursday, and to watch out for a rejection and a reversal, and which it did after spiking through this level right up to the 1486 area. It did retrace lower and pull back to just below the 50% fib area, back down to the weekly pivot. Before Friday, it managed to recover back up to the 1475 zone where the monthly pivot is, and this was after poor US retail sales figures on Friday. But the bullish momentum was started off with the FOMC minutes or meeting, where they did not cut rates or change rates, but had a dovish outlook for 2020 with no rate increases, and this drove the US dollar weaker and gave a slight boost to spot gold. It followed through on Thursday with lower than expected producer price index figures and higher unemployment claims from the US, and this pushed it higher right into the resistance zone and then promptly retraced lower. You can see that on the 4-hour time frame. And this was the move to push it up, and then rejected all the way back down to the weekly pivot, where it managed to find support and then climb back up on Friday. Right, on the 1-hour time frame, this was the poor news out of US, but then once it approached the resistance zone, it retraced very quickly. Right, and you will see that in my trade of the week and a trading blog. Will be released. That was released, and you will see the trade that I took, which was the short, all the way back down to the 50% retracement level. All right, let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. So now price is back into the monthly pivot, and we'll see whether this resistance zone will hold or it will retrace further lower. All right, so the 50% fib level is still a intermediate support zone, and we'll see whether it's going to retrace lower back down to the lower channel trend line. Now on the daily time frame, on a bigger picture, price at the moment has been consolidating and moving in a slightly bullish channel, but it also looks like a bear flag. So if it's finding resistance up at the 1480 to 1485 zone, and this could face further bearish momentum back down to the lower channel trend line, and if it breaks, then there's the 1450 zone right at the 62 fib retracement level, and it has not made its way down to the lower trend line of the descending wedge, so there's a possible downside move as well. But we'll see how the US and China trade deal, whether it's eventually going to be signed off. So at the moment, they have verbally mentioned that they have agreed on the phase 1 deal, but it's yet to be signed. So this week there is some minor news on Monday with US manufacturing and services PMIs, and on Thursday there's the Philly Fed manufacturing index, and followed by Friday with the final GDP figure, and also a personal consumption index as well on Friday. So we'll see whether those will have any impact on the price movement for US dollar and spot gold. But the key event was still going to be the US-China trade deal. All right, let's move on to dollar yen. And as I highlighted on Thursday, it's managed to find support along this 38 fib retracement area around the 108.50. It did push up higher on Thursday and hit the weekly R1 pivot level, followed by, and that was due to the news of the phase 1 deal between US and China. Then followed by Friday's spinning top, which the high did almost retest the high of the month at the start of the month, but then quickly retraced lower. It did bounce from the weekly pivot as well to climb up. Let's take a look at the forward time frame. So it started climbing up on Friday, late on Friday, and managed to carry the momentum into it started moving up on Thursday and carried the momentum into Friday before the lower than expected retail sales figures, where retraced lower here. So it's still below the lower trend line of the ascending wedge. It was attempting to climb back up and retest the high at the 109.70 area. So we'll see this week whether the trade deal is going to be signed off, and that will give a boost to the dollar yen. Right. Meanwhile, we'll see whether this monthly pivot area at the 21 fib retracement level is going to be a support zone. And if it does break out higher, it's got to break through the swing high, recent high, and then attempt to retest the 110 resistance zone. All right. So we'll leave it as that, and we'll follow up on Tuesday and to see whether there's any further updates on the US-China trade deal. And then as we reach the close of the month and the year, because there should not be much trading action for the last 2 weeks of the year during Christmas and then the New Year as well. All right, have a good trading week and cheers.